Kia ora folk, it's Bridgitt McNabb here from Maintaining Your Health, and today you're listening to Naturopathy with Bridgitt on Radio Kidnappers. Today I'm going to talk about a topic which is quite relevant in the media, and a lot of people are quite frightened at the moment about what they should be doing and what they should be collecting from the supermarkets and things like that. So I'm here to talk to you about how you can protect your immunity, how you can boost your immunity against viruses, especially the coronavirus, which is circulating around the world, and I think we've got 2 or 3 cases now in New Zealand. I'm here to say don't panic. It is a virus. And we've had viruses before in our country, in our life, and we can do many things to protect ourselves against it. So coronaviruses are a large and diverse family of viruses which cause illnesses such as the common cold, severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, so I'm not sure if you've heard about that one, that floated around a few years ago, and the Middle East respiratory syndrome called MERS. The key, I believe, is to protect your immunity. So regardless of where this coronavirus came from, did it come from the food market, was it released on purpose, I'm not here to debate that. I'm here to provide you with information to boost your immunity. So my research that I've done talks about these symptoms here that will show up, similar to a virus. So high fever. So when we have a cold, when we have flu, or our body's trying to fight a virus, we have a high fever, and then we have a sore throat, and you know that's pretty common in a cold and flu. Then we might have a dry cough. We've all had dry coughs before. Hay fever and sinus give us dry cough. We could go into difficulty in breathing, so that's where there can be some issues. If people have respiratory issues already, that could make that a bit more severe. And possibly gastritis or diarrhea. But all those symptoms, you know, we've had those symptoms with other bugs that are floating around in winter. So we can do lots of things to help ourselves. So this particular virus that's getting around the media and scaring a lot of people, it can be transmitted from person to person, just like a cold can be, just like a flu virus. So it can be spread by droplets, so sneezing, coughing and sneezing, or it can lay on a surface for a long time, they say up to 12 hours. But so can a cold, and so can flu. So, you know, what can we do about it? Okay, so avoid people, if you can, who have got a cold or flu-like illnesses. If you're unwell, stay home. Stay home. Just rest, stay home. If you're going to be around people with coughs and sneezes, try and distance yourself a little bit from them. Wash your hands. Washing hands is a fantastic way to keep yourself immune free of viruses. So hot soapy water, washing for at least 20 seconds all over the place like this. Wash, 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 wash. Some people are getting really flash immune soaps. Some people are getting hand dispensary soaps, things like that. Just wash your hands. Just wash them with warm soapy water for at least 20 seconds. What else have we got here? Elderly and the very young have not got very good immune systems. And I'm thinking about, I think about my mum or young babies, like they're not really been exposed to a lot of viruses, or the elderly have got immune compromise going on. So think about them if you're not feeling well, you've got a bit of a scratchy throat, think about who you're going to be around and who will easily pick these bugs up. Because it is a bug, what we call a bug. It's a virus, it's a bug. Now, I've seen lots and lots of, on the media, on the TV, on Facebook, about people wearing masks, and there's this common mask that you put over your mouth and your face, and you can get it from pharmacy, from the warehouse. Now, my research shows that those common cheap masks are not really the best ones to get, because they hold a lot of the moisture right and close, which will feed any virus or bacteria. So the best mask to wear is one called N for Nicky 95 respiratory mask. And that has been recommended by health professionals because it has the capacity to filter out very small particles that could possibly contain this virus that is putting a lot of fear into people. So this is different than a surgical mask. This is called N for Nicky 95 respiratory mask. So Google it, look it up on the internet. I did. It's not too expensive. I really don't think that we're at that stage in New Zealand where we do have to walk around with masks at the moment. More protect your immune system. So I think the key to any virus or any cold or any flu is to hit it hard immediately. As soon as you feel a little scratch in your throat or you feel a bit sneezy, you know when you're feeling out of balance. You know that, you feel that in your body. You've felt it before when you've had a simple cold or you've had the flu. So the key, don't wait until the end of the day. Don't ring your doctor and wait 2 or 3 weeks to get into the doctor, because by the time you get there your throat will be raging, and you know, we really don't want to put you on antibiotics if we can help it. So what can you do? Okay, so herbal medicine. I'm a naturopath, I'm a medical herbalist. I love herbs, they're just a huge passion of mine. Herbal medicine, so they can come in many forms that are going to suit you. So you can have a herbal tincture, and this is an individual herb steeped in ethanol, a percentage of ethanol, which will draw out the medical actions of that herb. Then individual herbs, you might get 5 maybe, 5 herbs get mixed into one single remedy, immune remedy, and then you take that. So that's one form of herbal medicine. You can also take it with a herbal tea, which is more a gentle form of taking it. That's a slower way of healing. You can take it in tablet form as well, or capsule form. If it was me personally, I'd like to hit it hard and try and help my body fight it as soon as possible. So I take herbal tincture, herbal liquid tincture. So also for the sore throat, I'm going to tell you about products that I use. I'm not here to tout and promote specific companies. I'm here to tell you what works for me, and you might want to try it out. So I use Kiwi Herb Throat Spray. I like this one because it's got echinacea in it, and I'll tell you a bit more about that herb. It's got thyme, good old thyme that grows in your garden. It's got kawa, so that's the Māori medicine rongoa, the Māori medicine herb. It also has manuka honey and propolis in it. I like this particular throat spray because sometimes when you have a sore throat, it's not always in the middle, it can be on either side. I get it in and I angle it at the particular side that it's sore. I spray this every 10 minutes. And you think, well, gosh, that's a lot. Well, yeah, it is a lot, because echinacea is a natural antibiotic, and thyme is your antiviral, as well as kawa. So you've also got the manuka honey, which is an antibiotic as well. So I do this every 10 minutes until that starts calming down, because no way do I want to go and sit in a surgery with other sick people and wait for an antibiotic when I can just trot off to any pharmacy, any health food store and get kiwi herb throat spray. So I have that on hand. I have it in my handbag, I have it at home, I have it in my clinic. Yeah, I just love it. I rave about it all the time. Give it a go. It really does work. Thank you, kiwi herb. My commission will be in the mail. So let's talk about these herbs I talked about. So echinacea is my favourite go-to immune herb. And a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't be taking echinacea continuously. I disagree. I think that if you just take it a little bit each day, I think that it will be sufficient and it will protect your immunity. So it's really good as immune modulating herb. As I mentioned, it's a natural antibiotic, and it's great for the relief of colds, flu and mild upper respiratory, so upper on the chest, sitting on the chest. There are some contraindications with it, so please feel free to contact me and I can set you straight on what the contraindications are. A lot of people who are pregnant, a lot of women who are pregnant, or who are lactating, breastfeeding, there are various herbs that are contraindicated for them, as well as people on medication. So we have to just be careful and check. So like I said, echinacea is my go-to herb, natural antibiotic. You can't go wrong with it. So the next herb is andrographis. So andrographis. So I'm talking with the common herb names. I'm not really going to go into Latin names because for you folk, you may not have heard of these Latin names and you may not even have heard of these herbs. So we're going to take it gentle, slow, easy. Andrographis. This is another immune stimulant. It's anti-inflammatory. So that's what we need. The body goes into inflammatory mode when there's a virus, when there's a fever, needs to knock that virus out of the park. So having something that's anti-inflammatory and immune stimulant is going to be really beneficial. Relief of mild fever, cold and flu symptoms, great for that sore throat as well, and again that mild upper respiratory infections. So andrographis and echinacea. Okay, so now we're coming to elderberry. So elderberry is getting touted a lot in the media as very good for killing viruses. I love elderberry. I've just been harvesting this summer elderberry flower, and that's for another talk, the uses of elderberry flower, but elderberries from the wonderful elder tree. So it's very ancient and it's got many uses. It's quite a spiritual tree as well. It's like I said, it's ancient. So it's antiviral, immune enhancing, antioxidant herb. So it opens up the lungs. So it's great for lungs. When you take all the berries off the branch and you have a look at that branch, it looks like the branches of a lung. So therefore that's the signature of that elderberry, saying that it's great for upper respiratory because it looks like the inside of the lung, the branches of the lung. So one of its actions is to help bring up mucus and expectorant. It induces sweating for fever, so it helps your body when you have a fever, it helps your body more with the fever. It helps to fight the virus, to bring that out of your body. Again, so it's beneficial for colds and flus. So that's echinacea, andrographis, elderberry. Elderberry. There's so many products with elderberry. I was in a health food shop on Saturday looking at different products. Please, please, please watch the sugar content. I've looked at gummies, I've looked at lozenges, I've looked at products on the shelf. Read the back of the product, have a look at the sugar content. Some of them are really full of sugar, which sugar will reduce your immunity. So we want to increase your immunity, not decrease it with sugar. Read the labels. Now we come to olive leaf. A lot of people have heard of olive leaf. You know, the Greeks have olives, they have olive oil, and now they discovered that olive leaf has medicinal properties as well for the immune system. When it breaks down and it's converted into a certain substance, that's really good. So the substance is called enolinate. Yeah, that's a big word, eh? Enolinate. So it kills harmful bacteria, viruses and fungi in the body, as well as nurturing the body, and it's an antioxidant as well. So that's why you see olive leaf coupled a lot into these immune antiviral fighting properties. Echinacea, andrographis, elderberry, olive leaf. Now we come to thyme. So I love thyme. You can grow thyme in the garden. Thymus vulgaris is this specific type of thyme. There's lots of thyme. You can walk on thyme and it releases a smell. They have different coloured flowers. The medicinal one that we use, that I use in clinic, is Thymus vulgaris. Yes, I know that's a Latin name, but you've got to get that one particular right. So this is very good for supporting the throat and respiratory upper chest infections, such as bronchitis, whooping cough and pleurisy. It's antiviral as well, so you can just make a cup of tea of it in your garden. You can grow it in the garden. It's also really good for thinning the mucus and helping to bring that up. So thyme is you might think about putting thyme in your garden. That'll be another program, what's in your garden. Then we come to garlic. So garlic has many properties. It's a natural antibiotic as well. So we've got echinacea, which is a natural antibiotic, and we've got garlic, good old garlic. So we can eat garlic cloves, raw garlic cloves, but you know, it's a bit powerful and we're not really keeping the vampires away. Mind you, you could call that virus a bit of a vampire. So you can get garlic in herbal tincture form or in capsules. So it's really good for cold, flu, ear infections as well, and it helps to reduce the mucus. So it also thins that mucus. There are some contraindications with garlic. I will tell you that it is a blood thinner, and if you are taking warfarin or Pradaxa, you do need to just think about when you take garlic, your blood could become too thin, and we don't want you to have an accident and start bleeding out because your blood is not clotting. So garlic, great antibiotic. So if we couple that together with echinacea, andrographis, elderberry, olive leaf, thyme, garlic. What a combination, eh? Great for a herbal remedy. So all those are available. You can contact me. I can put them into a herbal tincture. I can source a product for you with those in. You could try and source herbal tea as well for a nice gentle way to tick along. I like to take this, as I mentioned before, as a liquid herbal remedy because I can do acute dosing. And acute dosing to me is hit it hard and hit it fast. 10 ml doses every hour, every couple of hours until you start feeling like the symptoms are calming down a little bit. These That's how I personally take it, and I advise my clients to take that. However, if there are medications that you are on, if you're pregnant or lactating, and we can also, for children, we need to reduce the dose as well. Other things that we can do is good old Manuka honey. So Manuka honey is a natural antibiotic. It's antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. So that's why they pop Manuka honey into a lot of these immune remedies. Now mushrooms are really great as well. Mushrooms are just amazing as antiviral, and they can enhance and strengthen the function of the immune system. Also vitamin C with bioflavonoids. You can take 1,000 milligrams every hour, and that can help boost your immunity to help fight the virus. Vitamin D3, we all hop in the sun, great to convert into vitamin D. However, if you have darker skin, it's hard to get your vitamin D. We can get that through foods, fish oils, what else? Mushrooms are really high in vitamin D, or you can pop along and get a capsule. Vitamin D, great for immunity. Zinc is another one. Zinc is really good for boosting, helping to fight the virus and blocking the bacteria. You can get that as a food, pumpkin seeds, or you can get in a supplement form as well, capsule form. So my tip, Bridget's tip for the day, is to crush some New Zealand garlic cloves, take the paper off, put them into a small jar with manuka honey, a couple of sprigs of thyme and some fresh elderberries, and let that steep for a couple of weeks, and then you'll be able to take half a teaspoon a day, a great antiviral. So thanks for listening today. It's Bridget McNabb from Maintaining Your Health in Napier. You're listening with Naturopathy with Bridget here on Radio Kidnappers. You can contact me on www.maintainingyourhouse.co.nz. You can check me out on Facebook, or you can give me a ring on 027 284 3781. Kia ora.